Thank you, and good morning to everyone. Again, welcome to Alabama State University. We welcome you on this, as it has already been acknowledged, special day to sign this Memorandum of Understanding. The education and safety of our students are among the top priorities and responsibilities that we have at this university. And we especially feel that the parents and guardians of our students have placed their trust in us as they send our students here for a quality education at Alabama State University. And it is our duty and responsibility to provide them a safe campus environment. And we do take that responsibility very seriously. And as we work with our students and our student leadership, and we want to acknowledge the presence of our student government president, Mr. Jeremy Crum, who is with us this morning, that we do take very seriously working hand in hand with our students to keep them safe. Those who know me know that I consider all of our students to be my own. And to that end, I assure you that Alabama State University will walk and go that second mile to make sure that not only do we educate our students, but we keep them safe. And we also want to acknowledge the presence of our Chief of Police on our campus here, Mr. James Grayboys, and all who are part of our fantastic police department here. But to that end, I want to personally thank the City of Montgomery and our Chief of Police, Ernest Finley, and all who are a part of the very capable and dedicated police department here in Montgomery for working with us and helping us to put together the agreement that we will formalize today. This relationship, and it really is all about relationships, will do everything possible to safeguard our students and our community in collaboration with our outstanding public safety office and our violence against women prevention program. At ASU, we recognize the value of continuing and building on the positive relationship we have with local law enforcement that allows us to help assure the safety of our students and our campus. We've been studying and educating ourselves from a myriad of data, which includes the material obtained from the White House Task Force to protect students from sexual assault. And through it, we are working to develop strategies and tools that will help us and other universities to address the serious issues of sexual violence on college campuses. When it comes to confronting assault issues, too often I fear we are not courageous enough to deal with the reality and the challenges that come along with it. Life is forever difficult, confounding, and challenging. And it's clear that our students and our campus communities are struggling with this issue of sexual violence. And I know that it is essential for us to shine a light on this issue without blaming or vilifying any law enforcement entity, but instead by being proactive on this issue to attempt to prevent occurrences and to put in place support for victims. This is especially important as we take additional steps to improve campus safety in light of all the issues that every urban campus has to face in this day and time. Sexual assault is a problem. It's a problem in our general community and by extension, an issue on every college campus in the United States. And so we must acknowledge these issues as real problems, as real concerns, and then set our institutions on a courageous path to changing outcomes for our students. And I hope that we will be joined by many more organizations to help us do this. I see our role as one to look for and to highlight solutions. And I am convinced more than ever that the effort to prevent crimes of assault is critical. To praise prevention methods is powerful. And to support victims of sexual assault and campus violence is a worthy endeavor. At Alabama State, we have a zero-tolerance policy towards sexual assault and violence against our students. And for the last few years, we have aggressively been educating our student body and our university family on the best strategies and ways to combat and prevent it. And so today, we draw closer in the relationship with the Montgomery Police Department to making sure that all of our students feel safe, as the general Montgomery community feels safe, under the leadership of our very own Chief Finley. And we ask him now to come forward to give remarks as we prepare to sign this historic MOU. Thank you.
Good morning. I would like to thank ASU President Boyd, Chief of Police of Alabama State University, Jim Boyd, and distinguished guests for the opportunity to partner with ASU on promoting zero tolerance against sexual assaults, dating, domestic violence, and stalking. Through our coordinating effort, this is a great opportunity to educate and provide resources for the victims. The Montgomery Police Department is committed to provide students of ASU with MPD victim notification form, which is distributed to students doing law enforcement encounters. In addition to that, add to the form will be the ASU Violence Against Women program numbers. Inform ASU students of the 24-hour hotline number. Provide ASU students with cards and brochures to reach out to the proper resources for assistance. Any ASU correspondence will be provided to the ASU victims for additional follow-ups on ASU campus. What's important is working hand in hand to provide any resources that may help MPD and ASU PD on any ongoing investigations. Good partnership and community engagement builds relationships that last, and that's why we're here today. Thank you again for allowing MPD to support this cause for zero tolerance against sexual assaults, dating, domestic violence, and stalking, and I see this as a long and lasting partnership. Thank you.
I would now like to bring up the Violence Against Women Alabama State University Program Director, Ms. Cheryl Lane.
Good morning to the President, the Chiefs, and to each of you. On behalf of Dr. Bernard Houston, who's the Chief of Staff here at Alabama State University, and this program falls under him, I'd like to acknowledge him in his absence. He could not be here today, but he provides outstanding support to the Violence Against Women program. The program actually began in 2011 under the direction of the Chief of Police here at Alabama State University, Jim Boyd. It has gained great impetus and moved along. We've actually involved students in the program, and they have given the Violence Against Women program a name, and it is now moving out violent environments. To that end, the program is set up under the guidance of the Office of Violence Against Women, which is under the United States Department of Justice. And under that guidance, we have to have 4 issues accomplished, and they are: one is to have a coordinated community response team, and those are some of the individuals you see here in the audience today, and that's comprised of not only entities on this campus that will provide services to students, but also agencies apart from the campus who will actually meet some of those needs as well. A coordinated community response team. So we have some here today which are from the Family Sunshine Center, who will provide domestic services to our students in terms of education, shelter. When needs, we have here the sexual violence program, STAR, that actually does forensic exams with them. But those are just some of the members off campus that are part of the CCRT, and naturally we have all the counseling, faculty, and all the strategic areas here on campus that deal with students. That's one of the main objectives of the Violence Against Women program under the guidance of Washington. The second objective under this particular initiative is to have mandatory education for students, and we do provide that, as Dr. Boyd has said. It's a requirement for our students to be educated to understand that violence is not normal. It is not the standard, and they are to not, hopefully, to be sensitized, but not be desensitized to it, but they actually will recognize it as violent acts and begin to make some positive decisions about the things that they see and that go on around them, and be what we call interventions, bystander interventions. The other part of the program is to actually provide information and education to the judicial staff here at the university that actually will hear cases that occur on campus, so that students will know that these individuals are not just hearing them as a regular situation, but they've actually been made knowledgeable of sexual assault, domestic violence, stalking, and dating violence, and that they know their rights for the students, they know the rights for the perpetrators, and that they will apply, the skills that they have here and the tasks that they have with some knowledge and background. Finally, why we're here today is because of law enforcement is another entity of that program, which is required by the government, that we establish relationships with law enforcement because universities fall within jurisdictional lines that are governed by outside law enforcement agencies. So we're not here just today to unify with law enforcement, but we want law enforcement to know that we value you, we need you, and that we need to build a relationship that our students will respect. So we're highly involving our students to interact with our law enforcement here on campus. So today, what we provide for law enforcement is not only an opportunity to unite, but to also we provide them education so they will be knowledgeable as well about the offenses. So victims will know when they encounter law enforcement that law enforcement's main objective is to start by believing. Believe what the victims are saying to you, and that they will provide them services that are informed, because they will know that our law enforcement agencies have received education provided by the Violence Against Women program to help them know the dynamics of these offenses. And finally, we want the students to know that the law enforcement entities are compassionate. So together today with the outside law enforcement, the campus law enforcement, all the entities that make up the CCRT, we can make a difference and reduce violence against women and men. So the students call it WOMEN now, because it does involve not only our females, but it's the Violence Against Women program. God bless you and thank you.
We now would like the Chief of Police of Alabama State University, James Grayboys, to give some remarks. Chief.
Thanks. Good morning. Good morning. It is really a pleasure to be here this morning and to be able to welcome all of you to this very extraordinary day. I'd like to personally thank the president of this university for showing the leadership and creating an environment where we could all actually pull together to increase our efforts to help people who are victims of domestic violence, dating violence, and sexual assault. These issues are too important to just be handled by any one entity alone. They can only be effectively handled by everybody pulling together. I also wish to thank and compliment the Chief of Police for the City of Montgomery for joining together with us to help us expand our efforts to improve these areas in our community. And I'd also like to extend thanks to Cheryl Hardley for all of her hard work in creating a program that has grown exponentially in this area in its effectiveness and its outreach to students and the community. But I want to thank everybody for being here, because the thing is, these issues are human rights issues. These issues cannot be held in the closet. These issues have to be in the light of day, and they will only be solved when everybody is pulling together and pulling their resources together to solve them. And this right here is a wonderful step towards that. So thank you, and God bless.
We now have a special person to speak to you, a student at Alabama State who has been actively involved in this issue. She's out of school for the summer but came down from Huntsville, Miss Rachel Gray.
Good morning. I'd like to thank Ms. Lang for allowing me to come and speak on behalf of the students. I was introduced to the Violence Against Women program through a former professor of mine, Dr. Gill. She taught a violence in the family class and made it a point to encourage her students to not only to be volunteer and be a part of their community. It was through her I met Ms. Lang and was introduced to the program. I was impressed by the great work she was doing to bring awareness to the issues of domestic violence, sexual assault, and stalking. I became a part of the program because I believe it's important to better my community as well as help my fellow students. In the time I've been a part of the Violence Against Women program, I have seen such a great response and willingness from other students to be involved. From events such as our balloon release at homecoming for the survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, and stalking, to forums on the signs and prevention of domestic violence, the students have demonstrated their support and a desire to learn about the program. I have also seen firsthand students come in and ask for help as well as for counseling. This program has encouraged faculty, staff to work together in helping to end these violent acts. The students' role in this program is important in helping to coordinate, assist others, and inform fellow students. I've had the privilege of being able to be an activist as well as a volunteer for the program. I'm excited about the future of the program. One of the areas I and other student workers, as well as Miss Alabama State, is working to raise awareness is through MOVE. MOVE is a slogan campaign as well as an acronym for Moving Out Violent Environments. It is our hope to spread the word and create an open dialogue with fellow students on the issues of all violent acts. Through education and hard work, it is my belief that we can eradicate these issues. I'm excited for the future of the program, and I will pledge my support as well as work with my fellow students to continue to make Alabama State University the best environment possible. Thank you so much.
We now would like to invite President Boyd and Chief Finley to please sit here and sign the Memorandum of Understanding. I'd like to ask the SGA President to come up also, please. My dear, if you'll come up also, stand behind them. And upon conclusion of the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, we'll open the floor for questions from the news media.